Hello, my name is Justin, and today I'm going to continue talking about Yellowjackets. This is the second part to episode 2, F Sharp, and we're going to be talking about the adult timeline. So this episode starts with Misty, who's on a date, and I think it was House of R, those podcast ladies, who was talking about how it's interesting that like in this earlier season, Misty is like almost desperate for this guy who just like lost his job and like isn't really interested in her. But in season 3, she's like leading all these guys on to like have them, do the work that she needs to figure out who killed Lottie. So it is just interesting that she is desperate for this guy who has nothing going for him in season 1. But then again, this is before she meets Walter, and before Natalie died. So maybe just Misty got more confident and raised her standards. I don't know. It is interesting. I definitely do feel like sometimes the characters act in ways in later seasons that don't really make sense with who they were before. That is not a statement meant for teen Shauna in season 3, because I actually think like it makes a lot of sense that she's that ruthless and cruel. But things like this, like with Misty, like not having any guys that are interested in her, even a guy that just lost his job, doesn't have anything going for him, and she's like almost have to like manipulate him to get him into her house. So Shauna is driving and she's calling Callie to get the chicken out of the freezer before she rear ends Adam. My favorite, I love early season Callie when she's just like, what are you literally talking about? Like the chicken in the freezer, Callie, pull it out. It's like not that hard to grasp. But so Shauna rear ends Adam and has that whole confrontation with him. It is interesting that he can kind of calm her down in a way from being all riled up like she gets. So she meets Adam, and Adam writes his number on her arm, mostly to get help for her car, to get her car fixed. We then go to Shauna and Jeff in therapy. Don't really have much to say there other than Shauna not being willing to fix her relationship with Jeff. Like she would rather just do whatever with Adam. And then she kind of justifies it later, but in this scene specifically, I think it really shows that she's not even like wanting to fix her relationship with Jeff. Like it's not really a priority for her. We then go back to Misty, who's almost dropped off by this guy because she faked that her car wouldn't work. But she manipulates him to come in, which again, I don't understand. Like, I guess, I don't know, maybe she was planning on putting him in the basement. But for why? Like, the basement is kind of like on the same level as the symbol, where it's like, we know it's there, and it does come into play later this season, but going forward, it's like irrelevant. So as Misty is coming inside with this guy, Natalie's actually there with her rifle, and she calls Misty a crazy fucking bitch. The guy is like, all right, well, I'm gonna go. It makes sense that Natalie would call Misty crazy, because we do know now for sure that Natalie was probably the only one that knows that Misty was the reason they didn't get help for a long time in the wilderness. So Natalie actually thinks it was Misty who sent the postcard, and Misty's like, now I got one too. And Natalie's like, how do I know you didn't just send it to yourself? And Misty's like, well, I can ask you the same thing. So Natalie kind of calms down and they go to a bar. Misty, she has like a box of evidence of like, not evidence, but like just paperwork as to like where the other Yellowjackets are in their lives. And Misty was like, whoever sent this postcard like wants something, like what do they want? And Natalie says they probably want information for what we did out there. And Misty gives her this look. To me, I kind of feel like it's like this knowing look. And I'm like headcanoning that this is them thinking of when they had that little conversation by the tree when Shauna was becoming a dictator. So Misty and Natalie talk about Jessica Roberts, and Nat is interested by like all the evidence Misty has, and she grabs onto this paper of a copy of Travis's driver's license. And so I'm thinking, like, maybe this evidence of Travis is what sparks it all up in Natalie again. Because I still don't know what purpose Natalie was talking about. I don't know, like, maybe when she sees this copy of Travis's driver's license, she starts to remember a bit more and it, like, leads her to him. But yeah, like I said, I don't really know what she was talking about. And she said that she has a purpose and she knows how to get it back. Like, I don't know. So we have Thaisa, who's returning home late from work. She's talking to her wife about their son. Not much. It's just, that he doesn't really have much friends. He's kind of quiet and becoming a little aggressive, which I think we'll get into later in this episode or next episode. So Shauna and Jeff, they try to role play because the counselor was telling them that a longer marriage goes, the relationship kind of dies downstairs. So she wants them to role play. And so they try. Jeff wants to do like a customer coming into his shop to buy something and have a sexual encounter. And Shauna tries to go along with it. She's, having a hard time, but Jeff sees the phone number written on her arm from Adam, and it ruins the tension. So they didn't do it. We then go to Thaisa, who's hanging out with Sammy, and she's doing shadow puppets when she does a wolf, and it reminds her of the wilderness. She then sees the drawings taped to the window, and she's like, Sammy, like, why are you doing this? And it's really interesting. Like, I feel like the other and Thaisa, or the other and Sammy of it all kind of fell through. Like, we didn't really get much resolution onto that other than like, yeah, Thaisa was the one stalking her son through the window, but like, why? And then is the other somehow inherited into Sammy? I don't know, it's just a little odd. Like, he seemed a lot like the other in Thaisa, but then like he's like not even around anymore because her story focuses on Van after this season, really. So Shauna is annoyed that Callie didn't take out the meat. I'm guessing the next day, after her and Jeff failed at having sex. And Adam calls Shauna. After the call, Shauna goes out and kills a rabbit. She's like, Callie's not gonna pull out the meat, then we're just gonna have some fresh meat instead. So Natalie is drinking alone in her hotel when she calls Travis and he tells her she has the wrong number. I want to know, like, what happened between them. I think maybe when she overdosed and she told Travis that they brought it back with them, maybe that awoke something in Travis that like he needed to go search it out for himself, and that's what led him to Lottie, because we know in season 3 in the teen timeline, Lottie is like all up on Travis to have him do shrooms and like all this stuff so he can like talk to the wilderness or whatever. So maybe Natalie awoke that in him and he's not really interested in Natalie at this moment. Like, maybe because we know he ends up with Lottie, so maybe they're like, he's more focused on like being with Lottie and trying to figure out how they brought the wilderness back with them. I don't know. I just want to know, like, what was it that made Travis not want to talk to Natalie in this moment? So Shauna is eating chili with rabbit with her family. Jeff is kind of just annoyed that Shauna is just quiet and Callie's on her phone. She's like, hey, I killed a rabbit, actually. And they're like, you what? And she's like, LOL, JK. So her and Jeff tried to role play again that night. And she's trying to be dominant. And I think it's the next episode when she goes into the hotel room with Adam. I think there were some scenes that were cut out because, we see it kind of when she is thinking about that time with Adam in a couple episodes, or when she kills him and she's having like flashes of memories to herself having sex with him. We can see that she is dominant with him, and even in the script it was something about her like choking him and it being like something that they were interested in, like being like Shauna being dominant and Adam being submissive. And so I think that is something that Shauna really likes, is being dominant and vicious and, you know, all that stuff. So I think here she was trying to do the same thing with Jeff, and Jeff's kind of like, oh, okay. But they eventually do, you know, do it. And Jeff is like, time to shower. And he's all like pumped up, you know, like he achieved like a goal or something. But he leaves his phone and he gets a text. So Shauna sees the text from a girl on his phone. And I think around this time, she's like, oh, okay, so I'm going to sleep with Adam then. Like, if you're going to do this, I'm going to go be dominant with this hot guy, you know? So Natalie, she's leaving her hotel to go see Travis when her car won't start and Misty arrives. Natalie, I think, clearly is like, especially when she sees Misty, she's like, oh, okay. Misty did this, you know? So Misty's like, we can take my car, you know? And so Natalie's like, fine, but I'm driving. And she's like, Misty, why'd you get like 2 coffees? Misty's like, cause, you know, you never know when you're gonna share. Crazy. I love their relationship. I just love Natalie and Misty. I miss Natalie so much. I miss her so much. But Natalie allows Misty to come with her as long as she can drive her Fiat 500. And that's pretty much the end of this episode. Let me know your thoughts on season 1, episode 2 of Yellowjackets. I mean, I know it's been out for like almost 5 years, but especially in the lens of season 3 and going into season 4, I would really like to talk to people about what they think looking back to these episodes. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.